The jet terminal incident. The late morning sun cast a warm, golden glow across the gleaming exterior of Halstead Private Air Terminal. Luxury cars lined the curved entrance like an unspoken welcome to the wealthy few who passed through its glass doors. Inside, a soft classical piano track played in the background, barely audible beneath the soft hum of conversations and the subtle clinking of champagne flutes. It was into this setting that Leona Hayes stepped, the soles of her nude, Louboutin heels clicking softly on the marble floor. She wore a dove-gray blazer over a pressed ivory blouse, the subtle silk sheen catching the light with each movement. Her trousers matched the blazer-tailored, minimal, impeccable. Her natural curls were styled into a soft halo, framing her face with understated elegance. She exuded calm authority, the kind born not of entitlement, but of experience. She wasn't just another passenger, but to the staff inside the lounge, she may as well have been invisible. Leona had arrived early for her noon departure aboard Jet 7, the private charter contracted for the final leg of a critical international trip. She had spent the last 10 years building the Elevate project, a philanthropic initiative that funded community transformation in underserved neighborhoods. Now, a global partnership was on the tabling expansion into 7 countries. This flight was more than transit. It was the gateway to legacy. She approached the reception desk with a polite smile. Behind the counter stood a woman in a navy uniform, her blonde hair secured in a tight bun. Her name tag read Kristen. "Good morning," Leona said, offering a calm smile. "I'm here for the noon departure on Jet 7. The reservation is under Leona Hayes." Kristen didn't return the smile. Her eyes flitted down to Leona's documents, then back up with barely disguised skepticism. Without a word, she reached for the clipboard and flipped through the manifest. "We don't usually get walk-ins," Kristen said flatly, not bothering to hide the suspicion in her voice. Leona's smile didn't falter. "This isn't a walk-in. The reservation was confirmed yesterday. I can provide a printed copy if needed." Kristen sighed, a performative breath of irritation. "Name again?" "Leona Hayes." Kristen typed into the computer, slowly, as if each keystroke took effort. 2 minutes passed. Then 3. "I don't see anything under that name," she said finally, her tone clipped. Leona reached in her leather bag and pulled out a printed itinerary. "Here's the confirmation. Same date, same terminal, same aircraft." Kristen took the paper reluctantly, scanning it with a frown. "This looks strange," she muttered. "Strange how?" Leona asked calmly. Kristen didn't answer. She simply set the document aside and returned to the keyboard. When the terminal security guards began to glance over with mild interest, Leona knew what was coming next. Kristen leaned in slightly. "I'm sorry, but unless your name is in the system, I can't let you proceed past this point. Are you sure you're at the right terminal?" Leona's calm cracked slightly at the edge. "This is Halstead Private Air, correct?" "Yes." "Then I'm in the right place." Kristen crossed her arms. "I'm going to have to ask you to leave. This space is for confirmed passengers only." Leona blinked once, then twice. "You're serious?" "Unless you have further proof," Kristen said, turning slightly. "I can call security to assist. I'd like to speak with the terminal manager." Kristen hesitated, then picked up the phone with deliberate slowness. "Security," she said into the receiver. "We have an individual refusing to leave. Please respond to the reception area." Leona didn't flinch. She stood taller, her posture firm but graceful. Across the room, passengers whispered. A few phones were raised discreetly. Photos. Videos. She recognized the script. She had lived this narrative before in restaurants, in boardrooms, even in hospitals. The slow escalation of assumption, of doubt, of otherness. But not today. A few minutes later, 2 security guards in Navy uniforms approached. One of them tall, mid-40s, close-cropped hair dressed Kristen first. "What seems to be the issue?" Kristen gestured toward Leona with a practiced air of professional detachment. "This guest claims to have a reservation, but we have no record of her. She refuses to exit the terminal." The guard turned to Leona. "Mom." Leona handed him the same itinerary. I was told there's no record, but this is a confirmed charter. My name is on it. Please take a look. The guard took the document, scanning it carefully. Looks legitimate, he said after a beat. Ma'am, can I see some ID? Leona offered her driver's license and corporate ID card from the Elevate project. As the guard examined both, another woman entered the terminal, striding with purpose Leona's assistant, Nadine. She carried a black leather folio and a tablet in one hand, her expression unreadable. Sorry I'm late, Nadine said, approaching the desk. I've got everything. She laid the folio on the counter, opening it to reveal not just the original reservation confirmation, but also signed documentation from the charter company and the pilot's itinerary. Kristen's face blanched. "You must have missed it earlier," she stammered. "No," Leona said, her voice calm but cold. "You didn't miss it. You dismissed it." Kristen flushed. "It's not what it looked like. You called security on me without verifying the information in front of you," Leona interrupted. "Then you treated me like a trespasser." "I'm sorry," Kristen mumbled. Leona didn't answer. Instead, she turned to the guards. "Am I clear to proceed?" One of them nodded. "Yes, ma'am." But as she turned toward the lounge, the doors opened again, this time revealing a sharply dressed man with salt and pepper hair and a leather portfolio under his arm. His name was Arthur Brennan, the regional director of Halstead Aviation. "What's going on here?" he asked, his voice low but authoritative. Leona turned slowly. "There's been a mistake. One that your employee escalated unnecessarily. I'd like to speak with you privately." Arthur glanced from Leona to Kristen, who looked ready to sink into the floor. "My office," he said, gesturing to the hallway. Inside, Leona explained everything. Arthur's face darkened as the story unfolded. "You have every right to be angry," he said. "This is unacceptable." "It's not just about me," Leona replied. "What happened today could easily happen to someone without the access, the documentation, or the support I have. If I didn't have a team, if I didn't have influence, I would have been escorted out. Humiliated." Arthur nodded. "Understood. There will be consequences. Kristen should be removed from her position," Leona said. "Immediately. She will be." And she was. Within the hour, Kristen was escorted from the terminal, her badge turned in, her access revoked. The staff was silent. The lounge, once buzzing with soft luxury, had turned reverent. Leona's calm presence now carried the weight of vindication. An hour later, as her jet began taxiing down the runway, her phone buzzed. It was Arthur. "We've informed our executive board of the incident," he said. "We'd like you to consider consulting with use and culture, training, and protocols." "I'll think about it," Leona replied. By the time the plane rose into the sky, leaving the tarmac and the tension of the terminal behind, she was already planning the first steps. Change wasn't given. It had to be demanded, and earned, and enforced.